In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Do you know what are the MCQs? Many of us do know, but some of us don't. Very few of us actually don't. Very few of us don't. Multiple choice questions. Now, I want to say that the life itself is a multiple choice questions. Not just at one place. We just not just once, not just once in a decade, not just once in a year, not just once in a month, not just once in a week, not just once in a day, rather almost at every step, almost at every step we are confronted with MCQs. We are confronted with the multiple choice questions, and we are told we are told to choose one of the several choices, one of the several options. But the difference between those questions in the examination hall as a regular student, as a formal student, I think the choices are very limited in front of us, and we do have to choose one of those. Although we need to read, study, go through our curriculum, but still it is not that much complicated. In our practical life, too, in our day to day life, too, we are faced with the multiple choice questions. Now, the irony is that we have not got the kind of education earlier, most of us could not, about the life, about how to choose one of the multiple choice questions. We were not much taught and are trained about it. The other irony is that some of the options and choices are very apparent, like that in the MCQs, while another some of these are absolutely not obvious. We do have to explore those choices. We do have to explore those choices. And now, once those choices have been explored, now we have to decide whether what to choose out of either explored or the options which were already available to us, which are very obvious in front of us. We do have to choose one of these. We do have to choose either those which are very apparent and obvious, are those which are not overt, rather covert. We need to explore, and after the exploration we have come out, we have taken out some of the choices, some of the options. Now we do have to choose one of either the one which were already apparent, or the one which we have just explored out of these. So this is now what we are going to do, and how well are we going to do, our life depends upon it. Not only the life of ours, not only the life of ours, rather the life of our loved ones as well, the life of those people who are dependent upon us. Their lives also depend upon this thing. Okay, how right sort of choices do we adopt? This is so. Now obviously, we need to become educated, we need to become intelligent, we need to become so and so and so and even lucky to make a right choice. So all of these things what I've just mentioned are out of our control, but some of these things are very much inside our control, inside our own mind, and inside our own, in our own hands. Now we can, I think we can work upon these things, so that we would be able to make the better choices, the right choices for our life. Now, what are these things which are out of control? I have just mentioned, and there might be certain other as well. But now, what are the items? What are the things which are in our control, and we need to polish, we need to develop, we need to exercise them well, rather very well. First of all, we should try to avoid being an emotional being. We shouldn't be very emotional. Rather, we should be making the choices in a way which is more logical and not rational. This is being rational help us a lot whether whatever we are doing, and even here it help us a lot actually. It matters a lot where it creates a big difference if at all we are the emotional people or we are the rational people. It depends, you know. This makes a big difference. So for that reason we need to become more logical and more rational, and we should avoid being emotional, because once we are emotional we will make the wrong choices, and we cannot afford to make the wrong choices actually. On the other hand, having done this thing, having ensured that we are more logical and rational instead of being emotional, now the next thing is now, the next thing is that we shouldn't be having a casual approach. Some of the people are found doing the things in a very casual manner. We don't have to become a person who has adopted a casual manner. We must avoid doing this thing. We must avoid doing this thing actually. No more casual style. Rather, we have to take every step and every choice we are going to make, we need to do a sort of thorough work upon it. We need to take a pencil and a paper, and we need to do look upon this option from different angles, and also we need to work separately upon each of the options, so that we are better in a better position to choose the right option and the right choice, not being emotional and not being casual. Prepared thoroughly, then then we shouldn't be adopting the greedy style. We shouldn't become that much greedy. I think we should be quite ethical enough. Avoid doing the unethical things and immoral things, because doing the unethical things to fulfill one's own greed, or to gratify oneself, or to earn money or whatsoever, I think so, being too much greedy, I think it is not good at all, and we must avoid doing this thing. Now, last but not the least, that is, seek help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, seek guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. By doing this thing, I believe that we will get a kind of support of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which does play decisive role, which does play decisive role. So these are the things I think we need to take care of, and we must take care of, if at all we want to become our own good, rather best friend, and if at all we do want to avoid being our own worst enemies. Thank you. Jazakallah.